Again, that was Samantha Hoffman reporting there. We want to continue that conversation, though, with Carol Hollowell, the CEO of Switchpoint. Carol, thank you for joining us this morning. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Well, let's start here. What is Switchpoint for those who haven't heard of it?
Switchpoint is a nonprofit that was started in St. George in 2014, and then we expanded throughout the state. We're now in 4 counties, so Salt Lake County, Tooele, and Davis County, and we focus on affordable housing, emergency shelters, food pantries, and social enterprises that help support us by creating income, but also opportunity for our residents to work at.
Do you only focus on seniors? I know that for this conversation we're talking about seniors specifically, but do you help everybody?
We help everybody. We have different types of housing. So some of our housing is family-centered. Some of the housing is going to be seniors and veterans-centered. So it just depends on the area that we're in and the gap that we need to fill.
Well, let's talk about seniors specifically. How big of an issue is this, and do you think it gets enough attention?
It certainly does not get enough attention. It's one of our biggest issues. We have seen about a 57% increase on our load that we have been dealing with. We have 2 big centers, or not centers, but facilities in Salt Lake that also focus on seniors. And so this is our first one down in St. George. But the problem is that people on fixed incomes, whether that means Social Security, disability, or a VA pension, they can't keep up with the rent rates. And so we're seeing this influx into the homeless system because they can't afford rent. So they have money, they just don't have enough money.
And oftentimes when people consider affordable housing or people who may be experiencing homelessness, they're thinking major urban areas, but this proves that this is needed everywhere.
It absolutely is. We have had calls from all across the state of, hey, can you come help us here? It's something that's impacting everybody because every community, every neighborhood has seniors that are on a fixed income. And so as housing costs have risen, where do they go? And like you heard Bruce say, he would be in his car or he would be outside camping. And to me, they're our most vulnerable population, and they need our help.
Some people may be watching this. They know of St. George as a sort of a kind of a retirement area that does attract a lot of seniors. Is that part of the reason that it's needed so much there?
No, I would say that a lot of these seniors have been here for a long, long time. They did not move down here because of weather. They had been there already, and then as the housing costs escalated in Washington County, then they've been priced out.
Mm-hmm. You do provide other services beyond housing. Talk about what else is needed out there and what you provide.
Yeah, we certainly try to cover a wide spectrum and look at all the gaps that our clients or our residents might be facing. So food insecurity is a big one. And as we saw inflation and cost increase, we really needed to step up for food insecurity. So we have a soup kitchen and we have a food pantry that anyone can access that is hungry. We also help with case management or connecting to other resources throughout our communities that we're in to say, what else might you need? Do you need help with discounted medicine? Do you need help with transportation? So we're really trying to look at a holistic picture, or the throughput of saying you're homeless, but how do we get you to stabilization? And what steps are we going to need to take to get you there? So we fill in those gaps with services and resources.
Is this supposed to be long-term housing for these people?
Absolutely. They don't have to leave. This is not transitional housing. We have many seniors who have passed away at some of our other facilities because that's where they were able to age in place. And that's what we want, is that this becomes their home and they can age in place and they don't have to worry about having to move again and again and again. Their rent will stay where they can afford it.
And talk about how seniors are kind of a special group when we're looking at this issue, because they're near the end of their life. They're not working age anymore. So it's not like that's an option for everybody.
Yeah, that's, a lot of people will say, well, why can't they just go get a job? We have a lot of seniors who might be on oxygen or in a wheelchair, or, they're in their late 80s. This is not a realistic, solution for them to just go get another job or be a greeter at Walmart and make more income. We're trying to make sure that their quality of life is good and that they have a community that they feel comfortable in and that they can call home. And so that's our role, is to say, how do we keep you housed and how do we keep you in a community that you can thrive in?
We did mention that this complex was filled up really quickly. I mean, just talk about
Yeah.
how quickly they go.
Well, when we got our certificate of occupancy on a Monday, we were filled by Friday. So we already had the list of residents who qualified and were ready to move in. And so we were prepared to mobilize quickly. But that shows you how big the need is. So you have 110 units and we already have a waiting list. So as soon as something is opened up, then it's going to be filled again. I have in Salt Lake, our facility has over 400 people on a waiting list to get into 76 new units that will be finished in February. And so that, again, is showing you how great our need is to house seniors that are on a fixed income.
Okay, you gave us a little preview there, but what else is on the horizon, if anything, across the state?
Yeah, so we're working on a project called Fair Park in Salt Lake on North Temple, and that's 76 units. It's under construction, and then hopefully next year we'll start another facility on that same land. That would be another 80 units, and again, it's focused on seniors and veterans.
Okay, and give us an idea of where people can go for more information, or if they want to help out in any way.
Oh, absolutely. So for any of our counties that we're in, if they go to switchpoint.org, they can click on opportunities for volunteering, for donations, or for filling applications in to get into any of our housing facilities. So yeah, switchpoint.org.
All right, Carol Hollowell, CEO of Switchpoint, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
Yeah. Remember, you can watch ARC Salt Lake anytime on your phone, tablet, or TV. Check out highlights from all of our newscasts on the ARC Salt Lake YouTube page. You can get there by scanning the QR code on your screen.